The Vermont Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Today we're going to talk about how you can center the camera that's on your iPad or iPhone or other smart device when you don't necessarily have a stand built into the case. Now the first thing to consider is the environment that you're going to have your teleconference. Here we have a dining room table near a bright open window. You would not want to place yourself in front of that bright open window because you would be a silhouette. You'd want to instead be on the opposite end of the table facing away from the window. Next, you want to determine how you're going to stabilize your camera. This is a universal tablet stand. I've done a demo on this before. It's about $12. Has a solid base, an adjustable arm with claw hooks in which you can rest your device. Here we have a picture of an iPad resting inside the claw hooks of the universal tablet stand. Now, where you may not own a universal tablet stand, other devices like this heavy-duty 3-hole punch can double as a tablet stand. In this photograph, the iPad has been placed at a slightly less than 90-degree angle against the back of the 3-hole punch, allowing it to be sturdy. Now that you've stabilized your camera and you've also established a good environment, we need to think about elevation, because the camera of your device needs to be about at the level of your nose to allow you to be centered on the screen. Here we have a picture of the universal tablet stand resting on top of a plastic basket. Likewise, books and other wide, stable objects can be used to elevate the base of your camera. In this photograph, the camera, stand, basket, and folding table tray have been placed in front of a couch to allow for predictable alignment of the camera every time. If I were to take a picture of myself using the camera on the iPad at this point, you would see that I am off to the left side of the picture and that the camera is too low. I could email this to a friend to get feedback about what I look like, or I could be video chatting with somebody and they could give me feedback about if I am centered on the screen or not. Let's now adjust a few things about the environment to allow for better centering. The first thing I would do is position myself in a place that I can find every time I come back. Here, with the right arm of the couch, if I sat with my right arm on the right arm of the couch, I would be able to center myself every time to a predictable location. You'll note that we're sprouting seeds in the window, so I also want to make sure I don't get any of that in the frame. Next, the tray itself needs to be placed in a predictable location. The legs have been placed on the edge of the carpet directly in front of the couch so that I can place the tray in the exact same place every time I want to do video conferencing. In this photograph, you'll notice that the basket has been slid to the far right side of the tray. 2 additional books have been placed on top of the basket to elevate the level of the camera. The universal tablet stand is on top of the books, and the edges of the iPad have been lined up roughly with the edges of the book. With the home button oriented to the right, the camera is directly opposite on the far left side of the iPad. This allows me to know where to look to make sure that I am keeping my eyes centered on the camera when talking to people. Now activating the camera on the iPad, you can see that I am centered, looking directly at the camera. There's nothing distracting behind me or on the sides. This is a way that I can set up my camera every time to allow for optimal teleconferencing. If you or a loved one needs assistance coping with vision loss, contact the Vermont Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired at 802-863-1358. Or to learn more, go to our website, www.vabvi.org.